As you probably know by now, the fourth beta of iOS 26 is out alongside with the first public beta. And of course, we have been expecting for Apple to actually make this stable enough before releasing it to the public for testing, and they did. This is an amazing update that Apple has released, and you will see how good it is once I show you the performance on this update. It is actually really good. But there are a lot of other great things that Apple has added to this update that make it, of course, the best update until now for iOS 26. And I believe that by now, anyone that wants to update and try out this software before it gets released to the public in September can easily go ahead and update, and their device will actually be okay. Now with iOS 26, from the beginning I had two problems which this update did fix. First of all was the overheating. The device was constantly overheating. Whether it would be changing the wallpaper and of course charging the device or just doing any like heavy task, it will easily just overheat, and of course then it will slow down the device. That has been fixed. The overheating is gone. Of course it heats a bit sometimes if you're doing heavy tasks, that's normal, and of course while charging, but not the way it did with the first three betas. And this actually has improved a lot even with the re-release of iOS 26 beta 4. As you probably know, once Apple released the first public beta, which was this Thursday, they also released a re-release of the fourth beta for the devs, so it's actually now really good. Now another problem that I had with my device is the slow charging, especially when the device would reach 80%. Even though I have turned off like the optimized battery charging and all that, it would still actually just be stuck at 80% and not charge over 80% if you leave it on. Even like it would take sometimes 15 to 20 minutes to actually just go above 80%. That has been fixed with this update, and now it's back to normal. It's really good. Now with this update, of course, there are new features as well, and I have some more features to show you guys in this video. But first of all, let me just show you a few things that Apple has actually brought back with this update that make it really good. First of all, the liquid glass design, all the effects of the liquid glass are back, and it looks really awesome. So you can see it right here on the photos. Even if I go to other apps, maybe Safari, you will see the liquid glass design effect right there. It is actually really nice to have it back. Another thing that they did is that they brought back the dynamic wallpapers for your lock screen. Now you can just set the stock, of course, wallpaper of iOS 26, and it will change colors dynamically, which is really awesome. Now, one of my favorite features of this update is on the Files app. Now what they did with the Files app is that now you will be able to actually open pictures directly here on the Files app. Now previously, if you had iOS 26 and you had tried it out, you know that if you just would tap to open a picture, it would take you out of the Files app and into the new Preview app and open everything there. Now you get to choose whether you want to do that or not. So when you go to Open With right there, you can now select View with Quick Look, and it will view your images right here on the Files app without moving you to the Preview app. And you only have to select it once here on the menu, and it will stay like that, so you don't have to bother with that. This is another thing that makes it actually a really good update. And now let's talk about new features and changes on iOS 26 beta 4. So first of all, we're moving to Safari, and a great update here. When you go to your tabs on Safari, you no longer will have just that black background right here on the tabs view. You can see now it looks actually much better. Whenever you go to view your tabs, you can see you have now a really good background, which makes it look that much better. Also, if we go ahead and go to settings, if you go under seller and then you go to seller usage, you know that there's a section for your personal hotspot, so you can basically view there what is using your data from the hotspots, which devices, of course. Now with this update, you should have icons right here, even though they loaded once on this update on my device, they now are not loading. It has actually been broken or it glitched or something like that. It should be fixed maybe with a reboot or the next update. But you will also have right here the time when you last have connected to that device. So you can see right here where it says MacBook Pro, of course, the name of the device, and then it will show you also how long ago was the last time that you connected that device. Another great change here on the lock screen, when you go to view your notifications, when you swipe up right here to see the notifications, you can just notice it will actually darken the lock screen, and you have that great effect right there on the clock. It's actually really cool. But the main thing here is that it will actually tint the background that you have on your lock screen, and making it very, very easy for you to be able to actually read your notifications. Now, another thing that I cannot actually show it right here is that with summarized notifications, now when you get summarized notifications, in the last line right there, it will say that they have been summarized by Apple Intelligence. So you will have the notification stack and it shows summarized by Apple Intelligence. Another change here on the Notes app, or basically anywhere where you use the contextual menu, you will have this arrow right there. Now it has a background, and of course tapping on it will open the menu right here. This used to be here before, of course, but it was just an arrow. Now it also have like a circle background, which makes it actually more visible, and you can actually see that that's a button. And you can see now with iOS 26, it doesn't actually just slide like this, but it will actually show you a full menu. You will also get this notification when you go to the Mail app. So you can see right here, it says unread messages count. It basically tells you that only messages that are unread on primary will show on the badge. This used to be before here, but now they basically re-added it with iOS 26 Beta 4. Of course, you tap the OK button, it removes it, it never shows again, or you can just go ahead and customize the badges from here. And for the Messages app, if you're in a group chat on Messages with iOS 26 Beta 4, now it will actually warn you when you're on a group and a contact that you have actually blocked is typing or sending messages on that group. It will actually now warn you and give you a notification, which will be just above your keyboard. And now let's move to the good stuff. Now this is the performance score that I got on the iPhone 15 Pro Max with iOS 26 Beta 3. And this is the one with Beta 4. How good is that? And just to compare this, this is iOS 18.5 right here. You can see how much better the same device performs when you take a look at iOS 18.5. Of course, by that time, iOS 18 was pretty solid. Apple had time to fix all the problems, make it better. It was 18.5, and now we're just on beta of iOS 26, and you can see the huge score right here. So this is by far the best score that I got on this device, even with iOS 17 and iOS 18. 7,655 on the multi-core score, which is great, and 2,970 on the single core score. Again, a great score right here. And you can just notice it basically once you update to iOS 26 Beta 4. You will notice it, especially if you're coming from Beta 3, that it's much better. It's much smoother. Everything works as it should. It's actually really good. Apple have made a great job with this update, and I just have to wait and see what they will do with iOS 26 until the release in September. It should be even better, and it will probably be a great update for all iOS users. Of course, when it comes to beta updates, a really important thing will be the battery life. Well, with this beta, I think it has improved a lot, even though it's not the greatest ever, and the battery on this device is not new. Of course, it has gone over 700 cycles. It's at 90% battery health right now. So these are the scores, basically the battery lives that I'm getting here. So 158% battery usage, 10 hours 29 minutes, 8 hours 39 minutes here yesterday, 115 here with 6 hours 18 minutes, and today we're doing okay here. 80% battery uses 3 hours 40 minutes. Again, it's not the greatest, but of course the battery is not the best as well, so we have to wait and see if this will be improved, and it should be improved with the next betas. But being a beta is actually okay. So what to expect next? Well, of course we'll have the 5th beta and the 2nd public beta, but when you can expect them, well, that will most likely be the 4th of August, either the 4th or the 5th, even though I believe it will be the 4th, because I still think Apple will just continue the 2-week schedule with the release of beta 5, and then most likely they will move to a weekly schedule, which means that the next beta 6 might be on the 11th right here, or maybe they'll go for another round with the 2-week schedule. We'll have to wait and see for that, but for now, for beta 5, expected to come out on August the 4th or the 5th. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys on the next one.